A little-noticed tax adopted last year on short-term rentals in New Jersey is causing sticker shock as vacationers plan trips to the Jersey Shore. Get New York today in your inbox. The Jersey Shore, a storied summer vacation spot, has become the newest national battleground over regulating and taxing the internet economy. New Jersey is one of the first big states to adopt a surcharge on short-term rentals, a so-called Airbnb tax. It kicked in October 1st and is causing vacationers to rethink their summer travels and stirring anxiety among the homeowners who rely on them. The fallout over the 11.6% tax has inserted New Jersey into a broader debate as states and communities grapple with the explosive growth of the online home-sharing economy. A patchwork framework of local ordinances has failed to keep pace with the rapid rise of Airbnb, the largest home-sharing site, which was valued at $31 billion 2 years ago and has upended the rental market around the world. Much like Uber's dominance has caused a regulatory challenge for cities and Amazon's ascent has prompted states to adopt internet sales taxes, the popularity of Airbnb has begun to push lawmakers to impose new rules even as they find ways to tap the enormous revenue it generates. Massachusetts also recently passed a statewide tax on short-term rentals aimed at Airbnb and other home-sharing sites. A proposal to increase the sales tax on similar rentals has been introduced in Colorado. In New York City, Airbnb and local officials have been at war over efforts to crack down on the industry. A federal judge blocked a law in January that would have required Airbnb to provide detailed information about listings and hosts, and the city recently filed a lawsuit against a group of real estate brokers, accusing them of using Airbnb to illegally rent out dozens of apartments. State and local governments that have moved to rein in Airbnb and other home-sharing sites have set off alarm bells among those whose economic survival is tied to the short-term rental market and who are angry that they are being ensnared by new taxes and regulations. In Massachusetts, critics warn that the new tax will wreak havoc on the state's vital summer tourism season in places like Cape Cod. The same arguments are being put forth in New Jersey. Vacationers are abandoning long-held traditions and heading elsewhere. Homeowners complain they are having a hard time filling properties when they should be well on their way to being fully booked for summer. And businesses that rely on free-spending summer visitors fear that the rental tax threatens their most important time of year. Susan Hiller said she was heartbroken to be heading to Palm Beach, Florida, with her 4 daughters and extended family for their annual summer vacation. While the groomed white sand and glassy teal waters of the exclusive locale are a siren song for vacationers, beckoning even President Trump, Ms. Hiller said it is just not the same as the Jersey Shore. "I've been going to Ocean City since I was 5 years old and I'm 51, said Ms. Hiller, who lives outside Philadelphia. "It is truly my most favorite place on earth." George Triebenbacher, 56, grew up on Long Beach Island in New Jersey and now owns 7 properties there that he's been renting out since 2010. His weekly rates vary. 3 homes rent for $1,650, 3 go for $5,500 and a larger home fetches $10,000. In past years, by this point in March, all his homes had typically been reserved for the summer. But this year, about 1/4 of his rental weeks are still available, he said, and some people who had initially reserved are backing out. "People are actually canceling and foregoing deposits to get away from the taxes," he said. "There's no question that there's all kind of upheaval being created by this tax." Debbie Moser, 60, who owns a souvenir shop in Beach Haven, said summertime sales are crucial to her bottom line. "Everything depends on our sales for the summer." Ms. Moser said, "This is how we make our living." The 130-mile-long New Jersey coastline is one of the state's most prized resources. The 4 Jersey Shore counties accounted for more than $20 billion of the $43 billion spent in New Jersey on tourism in 2017, the most recently available data, according to state officials. When the Trump administration unveiled a plan to drill for oil off the New Jersey coast, opposition to the proposal unified politicians of all stripes, from the progressive Democratic governor, Philip D. Murphy, to a conservative Republican representative, Chris Smith. Passage of the short-term rental tax flew largely under the radar last summer, overshadowed by the battle between Mr. Murphy and Democratic legislative leaders over a different tax, on the wealthy, that nearly shut down the state's government. But now many along the shore say the rental tax places one of the state's main summer economic engines in its crosshairs. The 11.6% tax applies to all rentals fewer than 14 days, including those made on home-sharing sites or directly between a renter and an owner. The only exceptions are rentals arranged through a realtor, which are not subject to the tax. John Brennan owns a home on Long Beach Island that he is listing on Airbnb for $2,200 a week. By late winter he said he typically has 70% of the season booked. But so far, nothing has been rented. They can't just keep taxing us, he said.